All right, guys. So in this lesson, we are going to cover how to actually track your affiliate marketing. Okay, because in the previous lesson, I have shown you how to create content, how to promote it, all the basics. And now, if you remember correctly, I've shown you how to act, I've told you how to act to use data, right? To use data as your feedback. However, if you're thinking about it, then you will realize that okay, Jacob tells us to use data, but which data and what do these data even mean? Well, let's find out. So, first of all, I'll show you where you will find those data and then I will explain everything about those data. Okay, what they mean, what they're used for, everything. So let's just go to Facebook dot business dot com, right? What is going on? All right, so for some weird reason, it just didn't work, but right now we are here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to Ads Manager, right? Campaigns. And by the way, this only applies if you're running Facebook or Instagram ads, but the numbers and the terminology is same for Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, right? So let me just make myself smaller and let's see. So do you see if you scroll to the right, attribution setting, results, reach, impression, cost per result, amount spent, you know, the same thing goes here, right? Schedule, also for these ads, conversion rate, engagement rate, amount spent, like all these different stats, right? These stats are the data that I'm always talking about, right? Now, I probably guess that some of you don't know what these mean. So for that reason, let me just quickly explain this to you. So let's do that. Let's get back to the presentation. All right. So first of all, understanding what conversion rate means. So what is it? It measures how many people took the desired action, such as purchasing after clicking your affiliate link. Why it's important? Well, that's simple. Tells you how effective your content and offers are. Now, how to calculate it? Divide the number of conversions by the number of clicks and multiply by 100. If 50 out of 1000 clicks resulted in sales, your conversion rate is 5%. Now, action step. Check conversion rate every single week to see which campaigns need tweaking. Now, for the conversion rate anywhere between 3 to 10% is great depending on the industry. So if I were you, I would just use ChatGPT, tell it, your industry that your affiliate marketing program is in, and ask it for what is good conversion rate. Now, click-through rate, what is it? Is the percentage of people who clicked your affiliate link after seeing it. A high click-through rate means your call to action is compelling. Now, how to calculate it? Divide the number of clicks by the number of impressions and multiply by 100. And if you want to boost your click-through rates, right? Um, Experiment with different call to actions, right? Experiment, use fear, use benefits, use urgency, use scarcity, like use different angles, right? Now, the next thing, which is AOV, aka average order value. So, what it is? Average order value is the average amount customers spend per order through your affiliate link, right? So the reason why it's so important is because higher AOV equals bigger commissions, right? Which, is essential for affiliate marketers. Now, the way you count that is by dividing total revenue by the number of orders, right? And the example of AOV is this, right? So if you have $2,000 in revenue from 40 orders, this means $50 AOV. Very simple. Now, how to increase your AOV? Promote upsells or bundles to increase AOV. And what does even upsell mean? Great question. I'll respond this to you right now. So let's just imagine that. Let me think about great example. Let's say you're in fitness. Yeah. So let's just say you purchase a book about some kind of diet, right? It doesn't matter if it's ketogenic diet, if it's fasting, if it's, whatever diet, right? If it's carnivore diet, whatever. That's the main offer. Now, after you buy this, you can then use upsell, which is like basically an upsell are fries in McDonald's, right? The main, thing is, the burger, and the upsell are the fries. The same goes with this. You purchase a book or program about losing weight, and then the upsell could be like a complimentary offer that makes the main offer better, right? So it could be, let's just say, it could be like a calorie calculator or something like this, right? Now, return on the investment. So, what it even is? So, what is ROI? ROI stands for return on investment and measures, the the profit you make compared to how much you spend promoting affiliate offers. ROI is critical as it shows if your marketing efforts are worth it, guiding strategic decisions and budget allocations. Now, how you calculate it, right? You calculate ROI by subtracting your costs from your earnings, dividing by costs, and multiplying by 100. So, for example, if you spend $100 on ads and you earn 200, it gives you 100% ROI. Now, how to increase ROI? Focus on campaigns with the highest ROI to maximize profitability and optimize marketing strategies. So, what this means is this: you want to basically find a winner. If you run like 5 ads, you want to find a winner and then double down on that. Like, put your all budget, all your efforts on making that winner even better. And that's pretty much it. And just run that one ad, right? Now, traffic sources. So, traffic sources refer to where your visitors came from, including social media, blogs, ads, and organic search. But why it's so important to know your sources? So, first of all, it lets you, focus on what works and optimize your marketing strategies based on that. If Facebook drives 70% of your traffic, prioritize that platform to maximize outreach and engagement. How to do that? Use tools like Google Analytics to monitor traffic sources weekly for informed decision making. And here are some benefits of traffic analysis because regular analysis of traffic sources can uncover trends and opportunities for better targeting and conversion. Now, how to set up Google Analytics. So, first of all, sign up for Google Analytics. By the way, they've got a free account, so that's great. Next thing that you want to do is to add the tracking code, right? So, if you have, website, on platform like Card, which we already created, or WordPress, which is heavily used, then simply add the tracking code from Google Analytics. And the way you do that is that you add it under the header of your website. And all of these websites, such as Cart or WordPress, have very easy tutorials to follow that will let you set it up properly. Then what you do, you obviously create goals to track actions like clicks or purchases, because if you have no goals, then the data is worthless to you. And that is pretty much it. Now, if you use something called UTM codes, they allow you to track which campaigns bring in traffic, right? That's also important. Now, here are some key reports in analytics, right? So first of all, we've got audience report. It tells you who your visitors are. So what is the age, location, and stuff like that. Very important. The next one is the acquisition report. It shows you where your traffic comes from. The next one is the behavior report. It tracks what pages visitors interact with. Then the last one is the conversion report, which, basically tells you which or where you got your sales from. Now, let me quickly just talk about affiliate dashboards. So, first of all, what they even are and why they're so important. So, platforms provided by affiliate programs, they help you to track your performance, which offer you insights into clicks, sales, and commission. So, let me show you an example on ClickBank, right? All right, so if we actually click on ClickBank support and which you essentially just type in ClickBank support, and then you type in funnel reporting on ClickBank, then you will see all the, let me just make myself smaller. You will see all the important stats, right? It is very, very easy, to navigate through. If we make this one bigger, basically you see impressions, sales, conversion rate, total sales. You can clearly see like all the different stats, right? And it also shows you as a seller or as affiliate, right? Because some people are sellers, which give you these affiliate offers, and then you are the affiliate. You can then also configure it, which is basically like setting it up based on date and stuff like this. Here you can see the average order value, and basically all the platforms that I'm talking about, or I was talking about, I was recommending to you in this course, are just pretty much having the very, very, like very similar, reporting when it comes down to data. So I just wanted to show you this. Now, if you remember pretty closely, we have also covered the A/B testing. I've already explained this to you, but I just wanted to go a little bit more in depth to give you an overall understanding that will give you a better sense of what it actually is. So, for those who didn't get it or who didn't watch, A/B testing involves comparing two versions of a web page, ad, or email to see which performs better. For instance, you will test two headlines for the same blog post to see which one gets more clicks. And like I've said, the biggest pro tip for A B testing, change only one variable at a time to ensure there are clear results. Because if you change multiple variables, then there might be a lot of changes, but the problem is you don't know where these changes came from, right? It's like that's completely wasted effort, right? And we don't want that. Now, steps to run A/B tests. So first of all, choose what to test. Select a single element to test, such as call to action, layout or headline, video, or the creative of the ad. This ensures that the results clearly indicate which change impacted performance. Then the next thing you can do is to split your audience, right? Divide your audience into two groups. One group sees the original version, which is control, and the other sees the modified version, which is variant. Randomly assign users to each group to ensure unbiased results. And then run the test. Execute the A/B test for a set of period. typically 1 or 2 weeks. Monitor performance metrics to assess how each version performs against the other during the testing phase. And last but not least, analyze the results. And you obviously want to double down on what worked, and then you can test it further, right? Very simple. Now, examples of A B testing elements. So, headlines, right? Try testing different headlines, such as Save Big Today or Get Your Discount. Now, images. Compare a product photo versus a lifestyle image with the product to see which resonates more with your audience. The same you can do with videos as well. And with the buttons, too. You can test variations like Buy Now or Get Started to determine which prompts more clicks. And then last but not least is the call to action placement. Experiment with placing your call to action at different locations on the page to see where it performs the best. Now, how to actually interpret A B test results properly. Now, you obviously will double down on what works and you will remove what doesn't. That's very simple. But like make sure that you have a spreadsheet with all the results because if you do like let's say like 50, A/B tests, then you might be really, really surprised like just imagine you have 50 A/B tests and then you find out the pattern within what happens when you post ads, right? And then out of these, 50 pieces of information, you can then create, it can then make sense to you. And then, it can light up a bulb in your head and you can be like, oh, wow, I didn't know about this. Like, this makes complete sense. And right now, you'll just know what to do next, right? It's very important. Um, And yeah, obviously, the test outcomes are just determined by which one has higher conversions or CTR. Also, make sure that you just continuously test and make sure you make your decisions based on data and not based on your emotions. And that is pretty much it. Now, inside this lesson, we have covered all the data, how to actually make your make better decisions based, on your data, and that is pretty much it, right? We have just made we just gone over through very important part of your journey because I feel like a lot of people are just not, are not doing informed decisions. They base their decisions based on their emotions and never on data, and that's like the biggest, killer when it comes down to affiliate marketing. So, with that said, I hope you guys enjoy this lesson and see you soon.